The future belongs to the companies who are willing to invest in real live, one-to-one, human-to-human interactions.
The Affiliate Summit really has that opportunity and can stand on that block, if you will, to really educate the industry around what they need to know to make meaningful change.
Hey guys, welcome. My name's David, but you don't need to know that. Thank you. I'm excited to get to introduce our next speaker to you. The topic is how to go from 0 to 66 million in 3 years with e-commerce. This guy is very good at business, but what you may not know is I think he's one of the best communicators on the planet. And you're about to find out. So would you put your hands together, please, for Mr. Ezra Firestone.
David Wood, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, you doing all right? Cool. I'm pretty happy to be here. I feel like this gal on her first day of ballet, that's how I feel about you guys right now. Apparently, the feeling is not mutual, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. No, you don't have to be excited. I'm pretty happy to be here. Can I get one of those from you? But it's quiet, though. It's a All right, I got my front row. Real quick, this person is not impressed over here. We're going to get to business stuff soon, don't worry. I want to make an announcement for on this stage tomorrow at 2:50 p.m. There's a gentleman by the name of Jason Hunt, who I actually bumped for this spot because I can't be here tomorrow. So, Jason, come on up here for a second, man. Give it up for Jason Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, buddy. So what are you talking about?
So tomorrow at 2:50, we're going to be guiding the customer journey using Facebook and Instagram advertising. You're not going to want to miss it. But I'm kind of happy because I can be here to hang out with you. Thanks, man. Blessing in disguise.
All right, so Jason Hunt tomorrow, 2:50 p.m. Some dude's got a mirror on the back of his camera. Hey, you know, content is good, but I think that where it's at in life is relationships, intimacy, connection. And I think that the most important thing and the most valuable thing that you'll get out of this event is a relationship with someone you didn't know before you got here. When I trace back my business, I can trace back every major leap forward to a connection I made in an event. So I want to encourage you to go out of your way to make connections. Do me a favor, stand up. I think you'll get the most out of this event if you do this. And put your hands on your hips for me. Do the old chicken wing, and then just rub elbows with the person next to you there. All right, you can sit back down. And now we are back in our own personal space bubbles. Okay, no touching. I know I just gave you license to touch other people, but that was only a one-time freebie. You got your own little bubble now. But I really do think that's where it's at, and I think that that if you're willing to put yourself out there, it's kind of amazing what can happen. Also, you know, you made it into this room. You have 3 days to spend focusing on how to grow your business, which means you're in a good spot. You are better off than most people, and I think it's good to remember that, this is good to better. You're already doing well, or you wouldn't have made it here. So take your hand, put it up in the air. Everybody. Now turn it towards yourself. Just pat yourself right on the back there. All right. So congratulations, you made it here. My name is Ezra. I build brands, and I also build teams. I have 103 people who work for my companies, and I'm just some random guy off a couch in Brooklyn who started doing this stuff 12 or 13 years ago. So you can really do this if I can. I mean, the beauty of the industry that we're in is it's available to anyone with any skill set if you're willing to work in it. This is one of my brands. We've done 60 million, just on 67 now, because we do about $1.5 million a month with this brand. It's a pro-age cosmetic line geared at women over 50. All of my brands combined have done about 89 million in the last 4 years, which sounds pretty sweet, and I have gotten to keep some of that, which is also pretty sweet. And, you know, I didn't start with anything. I came from no money, you know, lights going out, water getting turned off, floors molding and people falling through them. Like, you can, that happened. You can really do this. And I just want to communicate that to you, that wherever you are in your entrepreneurial journey is a good spot to be in, and it's going to get better. And I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Check that out. Hold on. You want to see something cool? Bam! Anybody, not the numbers, but look at the animation. Has anyone done this yet? Have you seen an appearance? You never saw an appearance like this. Wait for it. Watch. Oh, shoot. I did that one myself in Keynote. So, you know, I have the opportunity through my blog. I have a blog called smartmarketer.com where I get the opportunity to engage with business owners and entrepreneurs and share my journey of what's working for me. And I am interested in the problems that our community is facing. And so I ask people, and the number one problem is scaling ads profitably. That's what people think their biggest problem is, that they aren't good at ads. But there's actually a lot of other problems. Give it up for the photographer dude. What's up? Hey, how many man buns do we have in the room right now? Is it just me and you? All right, because you know, we're growing in numbers, bro. Yeah, I'm into it. Well, yours is more of like a top knot, which is also cool. Very samurai of you. You ever done sumo? No? Yeah, I actually hold a national title in sumo, believe it or not. I grew up in Hawaii, and sumo is very popular. Anyways, the other problems that you face, but if you guys want to see, we could do after this, I could show you sumo. It's a fun sport. Other problems we face is, you know, money and funding. People who grow to like my level, cash flow becomes an issue. Hiring, sourcing, training. So learning how to go from driving to navigating. At some point in your business, you will have to learn how to delegate, how to buy help, how to get out of the role of doing everything yourself. When you're on the road driving, you can't be up seeing the mountains that are coming, what's coming in the distance. You're just trying to take the next turn. And this is a big problem, and this is what holds people back from scaling their company, is they are the bottleneck for it. I see this all the time. Diversification. Most businesses have, I'm going to show you how to solve these. I'm just painting the picture of the issues that we are facing in our industry at the moment, and one of these will apply to you, and then I'll tell you how to fix it. Most people are stuck with one source of visibility. Maybe it's Google, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Amazon, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's one affiliate offer, but they got one thing. Growth plateaus. A lot of people, they go pretty good and then they plateau out. It's a big problem. And then the most important one, I can see this across the room at these events, is life-work balance. People are overwhelmed. They're staying up all night. They're drinking Red Bulls. They're banging down code. They got their noise-canceling headphones in. And they're like not taking care of their bodies. They don't have time for their relationships and their social life. They're not having any fun. They're working themselves into the ground. And like, business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. The goal is water the mango tree every day. Let it grow a mango tree over a year, 2 years, and then have that thing fruit for generations, not spear a fish. And if you approach your business with the backdrop of the energy that you bring to it being chaos and intensity and hustle, grind, sacrifice, and all this terrible advice you get from all the entrepreneurs in this industry, you will burn out. And I've been in this game now since 2005, and I've seen a lot of people burn out because they are treating it like it's a sprint. And you're going to have to get over that. I'm going to show you how you can do that from a business model perspective. But these are the problems with those of you who want to go to 7 figures who aren't there, those of you who want to go to 6 figures who aren't there, those of you who want to go to 8 figures who are at 7. You think it's ads, but it's how you approach your business life. It's your growth plateaus. It's not learning how to delegate. Some of this other stuff I'm going to talk to you about. So a lot of people ask me, what's the play? All right, dude, that all sounds good. Like, what do I actually do? Are you interested in that? That's called a callback, and you're supposed to respond being like, yeah. I got one guy. Here's how I'd like you to respond, okay? Rather than the traditional, like, we're going to kill it, which, by the way, as an aside, I think as an industry, we need a better term than killing it and crushing it. It's like everybody wants to crush Monday. Maybe Monday needs to be seduced. Maybe Monday wants a sandwich. Like, do you think Monday's going to treat you very well if you try to crush it? No. So I feel like we're going to have to get over this. We're trying to crush everything, but That's an aside. All right. Would you like me to continue with the business content? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so from now on, when you're enthusiastic about something, I want you to, instead of saying yeah or woo or kill it or crush it, I just want you to growl, just "Arr." It feels good. This is an underrated form of communication, growling and grunting. I'm telling you, watch. You ready? We're going to do it together, okay? So I'm going to count to 3, and then we're all going to growl, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Arr. It's the best you ever felt in your life. Okay, so what's the play? So what we need, you guys are affiliate marketers, okay? So affiliate marketers, in general, spend their time and energy building other people's brands. And if you want to make it to 8 figures, what you need are brand assets. Now, what most people think of brand assets as are customers, but it's much deeper than that. A brand asset is an email address. It's a Facebook Messenger subscriber. It's a Instagram follower. It's a YouTube subscriber. It's someone who has consumed some of your content on social media who you've pixeled, who's on a pixeled audience now. Any asset that allows you to communicate with someone a second time. That is what you need to be developing, because those brand assets, if you treat them well, will turn into customers. And most people are so focused on trying to get a customer that they miss the bigger picture, which is that you have to grow customers over time. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. You need a group of people who are actively engaged with you over time so that when you run a sale or a launch, they respond to you. So what generates these brand assets? Content. The game is, that was so impactful that she dropped something. Content is what allows you to generate what are known as brand assets. This is my shtick in business. What I'm going to give you is the play that I am running to have over 100 employees and be generating over 25 million a year in revenue. You can do this. It's not that difficult. And when my goal, I got 45 minutes or something. So I'm going to give you as much technical, tactical stuff as I can, but I want to have you leaving here understanding this one concept that you can take forward with you in your business. I want to inspire you to change the way that you look at what you are doing in business. You are cultivating brand assets through the use of content. I'm going to show you how it works. So the content is what you use to engage buyers, subscribers, fans, prospects, so that when you have something to offer them, they know who you are and they like you. So the question becomes, okay, so if you're going to subscribe to the idea that the game is to get a group of people and get their attention and keep them engaged over time and eventually offer them something for sale, if that's a business model that you are going to say, hey, I want to participate in this, which I would recommend, it's the best one I know about, you got to figure out how to get that content. And I've been saying this for years. It's truer now than it's ever been. The faceless brands are dying. The purposeless brands are dying. The purposeless brands are only on Amazon. You need to be doing something more than just selling a product. And you hear this a lot in terms of your entrepreneurial journey, like you as an entrepreneur. But you don't hear it as much in terms of your brand, the actual thing that you are selling, whatever it is, a service, a product. The first step, and we're going to get to some technical, tactical, specific stuff that you can copy, but I want you to first understand, people miss how important this is. The first step is figuring out why. Like, what is your mission? What is your story? What is your purpose? What are you doing in the world beyond selling a product and trying to make $1? If you have nothing beyond that, good luck in today's market. You need a story that you can tell about what you're doing. The millennial market and even the baby boomer market that I sell to now care a lot more about how stuff is made, who it's made by, why it's made, and what you're doing beyond solving a problem with a product. So I'm going to tell you how to achieve this, and then this will inform the content that you create, and then I'll show you how to use that content to get people engaged with you and ultimately sell them stuff. Well, I got one growl over here from the guy who I did this. I did a speaker Q&A, and I had one guy show up. Hey, all right. Hey, man, thanks for showing up to that. It was good. It was me and you, man. We're in this together. Did you just give me one of these? People do this now. It's like one of these things. It's like a bro fist shake. It's like, yeah, and they shake the fist. It's cool. He doesn't think it's cool. I do, though. What's your mission? At Everlane, their mission was to, they thought that, that fashion products were not transparent, that the markups, how things were made, what they were being charged were not transparent. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to bring transparency to what do garments cost. And they tell you, this is what we buy it for, here's how we make it, this is our markup, and this is what we sell it for. It was that simple, was we think that you're getting hustled in fashion, and our mission is to pull back the curtain for you in fashion. And they are now a multi-$100-million company off of that one shtick. That was their mission. At Smart Marketer, which is my information publishing blog where I put out courses and blog posts and content, my goal is to serve the world unselfishly and profit. And I think that's a description. I think that if you are in a role of service, if you are actually helping people, you can't help but profit. But that's what I'm trying to do with that brand, and that informs every piece of content that I make. At Boom, our goal is to offer an alternative viewpoint on this set of conditioning that women receive, that their life is pretty good till about 35, and then it's all downhill. Tuck it in, tighten it up, dye your hair, Botox. It's like this barrage of messaging that your value is declining over time if you're a woman, which is horseshit. And men receive the opposite set of conditioning. Men are told that in the eyes of society, their value comes from production, how much money we make. The more money we make, the more valuable we are in the eyes of society. Women are told that their value stems from youth and beauty. And so we are setting out to change that through content. It's a pretty cool business. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. But the idea here is we are doing something beyond selling a product. So the mission will lead into what you stand for and what you believe in. It's not that hard to figure this out. And if you can't figure out what you're doing beyond trying to sell someone something and what you believe in as a brand, you probably shouldn't be selling stuff. You got to like sit down and figure that out. So once you've got a mission like, hey, here's what we want to do. We want to serve the world unselfishly and profit. We want to open transparency into the fashion industry. We want to offer the viewpoint that women's value isn't declining as they age. That leads into like, what do you stand for and what do you believe? So at Boom, hey man, this, hey tech dude back there, hey buddy, hey, thanks for all your help with the tech stuff. This thing is still broken, so I don't know how many other slides are gonna be not having the text on them, but maybe we should, I don't know. I don't know if you can look at that while we're doing this, but if you could, that'd be cool. No worries. So basically at Boom, we're saying, hey, whatever size you are, whatever age you are, whatever color you are beautiful. And every stage of life offers a different kind of beautiful. And cosmetics, which are traditionally used to cover up, for fear, to hide, we're going to reclaim those as a venue for fun. That's our mission. That's what we're doing. Our cosmetics are sheer. You can see through them. They're about celebrating you as you are now. So that's our mission at Boom. And Everlane, I think I have their, let me go back. Everlane has a whole mission statement that you can read, but they basically take their mission and they expand on it into a story. And I think that your brand should be able to tell its story in one sentence. I think you need a tagline. And this is going to lead into the tactical, technical stuff I'm about to teach you. But at Boom, it's about women, it's about beauty, it's about time. That is our tagline. That tells you what we're up to in one sentence. At Smart Marketer, it's serve the world unselfishly and profit. At Everlane, it's know your factories, know your costs, always ask why. This communicates what that brand is doing in one sentence. And you need to take the time to figure this out for yourself. This is kind of like high-level, motivational, inspirational stuff that everybody thinks, yeah. But this shit is really important and will have your business work or not when we get into how to actually run a content business. If you're going to run a content business, you need something to say that you believe in or it's not going to work. You can't fake the funk. You can't. You can try, but it won't work. So you got to have something that you actually believe in, some reason that you're in business, something bigger than just yourself and your own. I think that the way it goes is, and I have traveled every level of this, right? I went from being poor to now being one of the richer people that I know. So I think the way it goes is First step, you're hungry, you got to eat. So you do whatever you can to take care of yourself. Then, next step is most people. Some people don't play it this way. Some people are balling out on Instagram and buying Lambos and slicking back their hair and renting gold chains and whatever and yachts and that kind of stuff. And that doesn't actually look that fun, but some people are entertained with that bullshit for a while. But I think what happens is you take care of yourself, and then you take care of whoever's right next to you, your family, the people around you, your community. And then, once that's handled, you take care of the world at large. You use the resource that you are generating towards causes that you find noble. Or at least I do. And I think that's the game. I think the game is and by the way, there's a reason every big company in the world has a tagline. Disney, Nike, Capital One, Post Office, Budweiser, Gatorade, L'Oreal, Burger King, Volkswagen, Bounty, Yellow Pages, American Express, Apple, AT&T, BMW. It's because it works. I'm telling you stuff that works. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. I know this. I know this from having started with nothing. And you could do this too. Okay, so now you have a why. Let's talk about how. First and foremost is you need a reason. And I feel like I got through to like maybe one of you. You guys are all like, just show us the how. Hey, David Wood. This guy right here got me into this industry maybe 2004, 5, something like that. We call him the Australian sensation, the red-headed wonder. Yeah, man, he's a real good dude. OG original. And he actually, he got into this. He was perhaps one of the first coaches in the world. Now, coaching is a mainstream concept. It's penetrated the mainstream. You have relationship coaches, health coaches, life coaches, business coaches. When this guy got into the game, none of that stuff existed. And he was showing people how to build businesses becoming a coach. And he really revolutionized that industry. He had the biggest email list in that industry. And the point that I'm getting to is he wrote a book called Get Paid for Who You Are, back in, I want to say, 2009 or something, that was about using your life experience and teaching other people about it. Now that is like the de facto strategy in personal development and stuff. This guy pioneered that shit 10 years ago. Okay, give it up for David Wood, ladies and gentlemen. Arr. And he's also just like a really good human who cares about serving the world, which I like. All right, let's talk about how. Now you have a why. I call it the engage and filter method. And the engage and filter part used to be as big as the method, but I don't know what happened. I think the method got pretty excited and was like, I'm the more stronger one here. Reminds me of a joke about the body parts. If we have time and you want to hear a joke at the end of this, I will tell you a joke. If there's enthusiasm for it. Anyone who wants to hear a joke can stick around at the end. Okay, so the idea here is you have past buyers, you have subscribers, fans, and followers, which are your warm people, and then you have prospects, people who've never heard about you before. What you do is you put content out in front of them, videos, articles, audio podcasts, and then the people who consume that content, you filter them out, and you put them through a sales cycle, and you sell them stuff. And you can sell that stuff on Amazon too. You engage people, and then you only sell to the people who are engaged. You filter out the ones who are engaged, and you sell to them. It is deceptively simple, but it works unbelievably well. I have built 6 7-figure and 1 8-figure business using solely this model, this exact model. But when it is informed by a group of people, so you get content, you create it, and I'm gonna tell you about how to do that in a second, but you create the content, you put it out on Facebook, you put it out on YouTube, you put it out on Instagram. Those are really the big ones. That's content for Boom, this is content for Smart Marketer. The content relates to a collective experience that a group of people is having. This is the key. Women over 50 experiencing the aging process and everyone telling them that is bad. Entrepreneurs who want to make money online. Some group of people who are collectively sharing an experience. You create content that comments on the experience that they are having and adds value to their life, content that they want to consume, and you put that in front of them and you pay to show it to them. You run ads on Facebook. You know, the cheapest kind of ads are brand awareness ads to get content out in front of people. They're not as expensive as ads that are trying, and I'm not saying shut down your conversion campaigns. I'm saying if you want to understand how businesses scale, see, what I didn't tell you was of the 89 million that I've made, 44 million of it has been repeat purchases. What people don't tell you is it's not about the first sale. It's about getting people to come back and buy again. And the way that you get people to come back and buy again is you keep them engaged with content. You cannot make it in today's environment with a one-sale model where you're just trying to get a sale. Ads are too expensive. They're going up 15% year over year. You've got to figure out repeat business. And repeat business comes from content engagement. And using this strategy I'm about to tell you about, I'm going to go on another tangent that business owners don't realize, which is, okay, let's say most people are only looking 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road. They're not looking far enough out. I'm looking 20 years down the road. I'm 32. I figure I will keep the pace that I'm at for another 20 years. So I have 20 years to achieve the goals that I have set for myself financially and in business, and have a lot of people. I got 60 hippies to support. It's a whole story. It's true. I got a lot of, David knows, I got a lot of things I would like to do in the world that require resource. So if the game is resource generation, which I believe that it is, I think the game is resource generation. Generate resource, use that resource towards causes we find noble. What people in this industry won't tell you is that cash flow businesses won't get you there. Just running a business that makes money every month, it's not how you generate wealth. The way that you generate wealth is by asset liquidation. So, let me explain that. Let's say you build a business, and that business makes $1 million a year in revenue at 200 grand in profit. That business is worth a multiple of that yearly profit, between 2 and 8. So if it makes $1 million a year in revenue at 200 grand in profit, and you were to sell that to someone, that business, you would get paid 400,000 to 1.6 million, depending on the kind of business and who you were selling it to. The liquidation of assets is how you acquire wealth, and that wealth can then be deployed into the market to buy more assets, watch them appreciate, and then liquidate those. And that is how you generate true resource. It's not by running cash flow businesses. Cash flow businesses are a vehicle on the way to the ultimate hustle of how are we going to generate as much resource as we can, and it is by buying, operating, and selling assets, or building and selling assets, and then taking that capital that you have generated and deploying it in ways that allow you to generate more resource than you would just from the little bit of money you made off your business. This is how people get wealthy. They don't get wealthy on the cash flow businesses for the most part. So if we are going to subscribe to the model that the idea is generate as much resource as we can in the time that we have, which is, I got about 15, 20 years left at this, we have to figure out and you're going to go my approach, which is to build things or buy them and operate them, which is what I do. I'll either build businesses or I'll buy businesses and operate those businesses more effectively than the people who are running them before. You've got to figure out repeat business, because repeat business, not only will it keep you afloat, but it will make your asset more valuable. If half of your revenue comes from people who bought once before, your asset is worth 4 or 5 times its yearly profit. If all your revenue comes from first-time buyers, that asset is only worth 1 to 2 times yearly profit. This may be over your head, but the point that I'm getting at is you don't even understand how valuable this model is to the ultimate game of resource generation from where you're looking right now, which is about 3 to 6 to 9 months in front of you. Okay, back to the game. You might want to go back and listen to what I just said on the recording, because it is profound. I got one guy over here. He's with me. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Alex Brown. Hey, Alex, what's your website? Come up here. Come up here. Hey, you guys want to know about the stuff I'm talking about? E-commerce, how to build brands. This guy does an amazing job training people. Tell them your website.
Come on, e-commerce rockstars.
ecommercerockstars.com. And you have like a Facebook show?
What a shout out. I do have a Facebook show. I interviewed this guy.
Well, you used to have a man bun. What happened?
I cut it off.
Dude, are you just going, it's not in anymore?
I think you're keeping it in.
Yeah. But I'm trying to keep it hot. All right, man. Hey, Alex Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, give it up for him. One more. I'll do another shout out in a minute. You got the biggest shout out, bro, of everyone so far. That was a good shout out. All right, so you put this content out. Then you say, hey, Facebook, I want to create an audience. You go into your Facebook Ads Manager, create an audience, an engagement audience, a video engagement audience of people who viewed at least 50% of your video. You select the videos you want, and then you run ads to those people. It's really that simple. Another way to do it, if you're doing article content or Instagram stories, or if you're doing not just like only videos, Facebook has the ability for you to create audiences that are known as page engagement audiences. Anyone who engaged with my fan page, anybody who engaged with my Instagram business profile, which will get anybody who ever visited your page, engaged with any one of your ads, liked an ad, anyone who's engaged with you, those are the people that you try to sell stuff to. Now, all of my businesses also have a front-end sales funnel where I'm running video ads, try to get someone to buy from me. But half the people here are teaching you that model. Hey, make a video, make it compelling, put it out as an ad, have it lead to a long-form sales letter, retarget those people. Like, you guys understand that. The industry has gotten to the point where we understand that as an industry. This is not understood. This is like, nobody is doing this, and I don't quite understand why, and it's not that difficult, and it's what makes businesses work. Engage and filter method. Real quick, for those ads that you run to people who are engaging with your content, this is my best formula right now. I call it the love demo love formula, or the testimonial sandwich. Once you are going to actually try to get someone to buy from you, this is working super well. You open with a face-to-camera customer testimonial. So somebody who has bought the product talking about why they bought it and what the ownership benefit of the product is. What is the benefit of owning it? How did it work for them? Why do they like it? In my market, we've got a little bit of reverse ageism going on, where we had to split it up from 45 to 55, 55 to 65, and 65 plus. Make sure that the people in your videos look like the people who are going to buy the product. Because it turns out 65-year-olds don't want to hear about some 45-year-old's viewpoint on aging, damn it. They feel like, what does that 45-year-old know? So it's kind of this funny little reverse ageism thing going on. But what we learned from that was make sure that the testimonials look like the people who are buying the products. Then you demonstrate the product, you do a product demo, and then you end with social proof customer testimonial. We usually do like 4 or 5 women, 5 seconds apiece, quick. This was the benefit, this was the benefit, this was the benefit, this was the benefit. Product demo, and then more social proof. That formula, I've spent maybe $4 million this year just on that video formula, a bunch of different kinds of it, but same formula. And it's working for all my students in my mastermind and that kind of stuff. So that works really, really well. You can see a bunch of different, like I was telling you, 45, 55, 65, right? Age ranges, we've split it up. A couple things to note beyond the actual video itself, the ad copy, social proof. Use your customer testimonials as your ad copy. You will never communicate the value of your product better than a customer who's used it. So have that come first. Someone saying something about the value of your product, that's not you. And then you can go into your own ownership benefit copy. These simple sheer cosmetic sticks give every woman the look of joy and vitality with a 5-minute application. So we're saying, hey, joy, vitality, sheer, simple, 5 minutes, quick. So you can use your own copy, but open with a customer testimonial. The other thing that we do is we make the video a square, and we edit in our own headline and our own big captions. So the square video canvas takes up 78% more screen space on mobile. We don't use rectangle videos anymore. We use squares, and we edit in our own headline and our own captions. Makes it more compelling to watch. And then we've got ownership benefit copy at the bottom, because one of the things that we've learned is that when you get older as a woman who's using cosmetics, or some women anyways, they want to simplify their makeup routine. So a makeup bag and 3 little sticks. The benefit of owning this product. It's simpler, right? So we're using ownership benefit content down the bottom. You guys want to do a picture? All right. I could do selfies afterwards. So that was the 30,000-foot view. There is a lot more nuance to how this goes. But what you have to understand is we are in the attention business. You must engage audiences, and then you must filter out the most engaged folks and offer them products and services. That is the game. And if you don't understand that that's the game that you're playing, you're not going to get very far. Nearly half of our revenue comes from repeat buyers. Content is how we get them to come back. It's key to build the most valuable asset possible, because ultimately one day you're going to sell that asset. We also send a lot of emails. We don't just post this on social, but we email people to our blog, and then they go to our store and buy from us. All the emails that we send out with this content make money, and they're not sales emails. Every one of these emails, 13,000, 7,000, 9,000, 12,000, those are not sales emails. Those are content emails. But because we are re-engaging our prospects and saying, hey, we still exist, here's a cool piece of content for you, they come back and buy from us. With content, consistency is key. Video is also the best because when people hear you, when there's cadence, when they see you or someone from your company, they build that relationship. So I would aim for 1 video or article per week to start if you're going to start a content business. And I think that video is the best because it's easily, first you can track consumption. So you can track who consumes it and then follow, even if they don't ever visit your website, if they just watch the video, you can follow up with them. We also, on our website, we use the Facebook embed video. Because even if they're watching this video on our website, we can say, hey, Facebook, anyone who watched this video, let's follow up with them with ads. We email our subscribers, we send them to our website, they never went to Facebook, but because they're logged into Facebook, we're able to follow up with them. Like I was saying, consistency builds relationships, and also video easily transforms into articles. You can transcribe it, you can turn it into an article. Some fun types of content that you could create is your opinion on anything. People want to know who you are and what you stand for, and why you think what you think. That is the best thing you can do. Educational videos that talk about what's going on in your market, behind the scenes, hey, here's what we're doing. Any kind of transparency. This is what we're doing and this is why. Industry-specific content, let's say you're a rock climber, you could talk about rock climbing destinations. Anything that's timely or relevant to current events, either in the greater world or in your market. Tips lists, this is my big thing, this is what I do. I do a bunch of lists of tips. 5 makeup tips for women over 50. 7 tips for growing your Amazon business. I do a lot of these, those work really well. Community feedback, so listening to your community and talking about the stuff they're interested in, taking their blog comments and commenting back to those, that kind of thing. Interviews, like I did an interview on Alex's blog, so getting other people in the space and having them share that with their audience, doing interviews. Curated content. I have a friend who sells knives, and all he does is find knife skills videos on YouTube and share that with his community. Hey, look at Emeril Lagasse slicing an onion. It's amazing. Hey, by the way, my knives could do this. He doesn't even create his own content. He just uses YouTube videos, which works. Better if you create your own, but if you're not gonna, you could do that. Anything that is related to the problems and conversations that your community is already having. I called up my grandma. I talked to every woman over 50 that I know. I had a co-founder who was over 50. I had to be able to touch on the experience of the people buying my products. With internet marketing and e-commerce businesses, it's easy for me to talk about because I've had all the experiences. Not all of them, but I've had many of them. I've come through the fire over the last more than decade, so I know what to talk to you about. You have to understand who your person is and what experience they're having so that you can comment on it. It's all about the shared experience. Oops, my slides are funny because they moved them to PowerPoint. Funny is good. If you can be funny, that's really good. Listicles work, like I was telling you. 8 must-know skincare tips, tips on perfectionisms, tips for under-eye circles. I do a lot of tips. These work really, really well in every market. Now, let's talk about what brands who break 10 million in sales have/do. By the way, how was that for you? It was good for me. I had fun. Yeah, it was good for me. How was it for you? Yeah, you guys, I see where you get your mind out of the gutter, people. One guy had his mind in the gutter. Okay, let's transition to talk about if you want to get over 10 million. This is what you need. So what I was just showing you is the fundamental misconception about how to run a business in today's environment. Everybody's focused on traffic and conversion. The Traffic and Conversion Summit. Get traffic, convert that traffic. You got to change that to traffic conversion and, most importantly, repeat business. Traffic and conversion does not work without repeat business. Repeat business is what funds your traffic and conversion. And that model, the engage and filter method, is how you achieve repeat business, and it's also my traffic and conversion strategy. It is my front-end strategy as well. It's not just my repeat business strategy, but for anyone who has a business in place, plug it in for repeat business. Okay, 10 million. You need a truly great product. Anybody have a Quip toothbrush? Love these things. I was a Sonicare guy. I thought I was never going Quip. I finally transitioned. Jemmy shoes. I would be wearing them, but my camera guy, I live upstate, a couple hours from here, and I came in on an overnight flight from Hawaii last night. I got to JFK at maybe 11 a.m., and I took a cab. I had no sleep, so I was going on no sleep. I took a cab to Ari Baga's hotel room. Bring Ari, come up here real quick. Give it up for Ari Baga, ladies and gentlemen. Ari, what was your talk about yesterday?
It was about SMS marketing and Facebook Messenger marketing.
And what did I hire you to do for my brand?
Facebook Messenger marketing.
And where can people find out about you?
Go to conversmart.com, conversmart.com, and you can schedule a demo and be able to give you an estimate of how much revenue you can generate within a year with SMS or Messenger.
This kid's the future right here. This is the young up-and-comer. Are you 22, 23, 22? This kid's a diaper. He reminds me, I got into the game when I was a little younger than him, and I was on the forefront of e-commerce. I feel like what he's doing, SMS, text messaging, mobile marketing, like that really is the future. And if you want to know about like what's coming down the road in the next 4 or 5 years, talk to this guy. Ari Baga, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So anyways, I took a cab to his hotel. I slept there for 2 hours, and then I came over here, and I had my assistant and camera man bring me clothes to wear because I went to Hawaii on real late notice. I didn't have any clothes with me. I just had the clothes on my back. And he forgot my shoes. So I'm up here in some clogs. I would not wear these, by the way, by choice if I had a choice. Because you know what? People do judge you on how you look. And I am already working at a deficit in this industry because I do not look professional. You know what I mean? I get up here, people are like, who is this guy? And one of the funny things about, I put out a lot of videos. I put out a lot of content. You know, I'm always trying to like tell people what's working for me and stuff. And I never get hate on my content, like ever, knock on wood. I only ever get hate on my appearance. It's always the man bun that people, when I get hate, they're always like yelling at me about my man bun and stuff, which I think is hilarious because like, all right, well, okay, great. So I'm going to just disqualify you if you are judging people based on their appearance. You don't have to follow me. But anyways, we're now on a tangent. The point is, these shoes are really great. Jemmy, you guys should buy them. Good shoes. Gemi. So Allbirds, these are the ones I'm wearing. And Purple Mattress and Tushy, which is a bidet. This brand's really cool. So every one of these products, these are all 8-figure brands, direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands. Every one. How many electric toothbrushes were there in the world before these people? You don't need a unique product. You need a great product. It can be the same. It can be a Me Too product as long as it is good. When someone buys it from you and they use it, they must be truly impressed. If you are drop shipping bullshit from China and you don't know where it was made and you don't know who made it and you don't know how good it is, first of all, you're contributing to a whole host of issues of pollution and labor, just all kinds of bad stuff that you don't really want to be a part of, that you don't realize that you're contributing to. And secondly, you're not going to get repeat business. You might be able to hustle someone once to buy your fishnet dress or whatever you're selling, but you won't hustle them twice. You must have a truly great product. It's worth taking a year. I'm developing a new brand right now. I've been working on my product. It's a cosmetic for women who are 25 to 45. And with cosmetics, they're pigmented by heavy metals, which are not the greatest things in the world. So there's not a lot of ways to achieve those bright colors that women enjoy. besides using heavy metals, but heavy metals aren't that great for your skin, so we're working on a different way to pigment. Point is, I'm a year into this process, and I now have a product. But that product could be the foundation for an 8-figure brand. I could have just white-labeled some bullshit product. But I want something that is truly great. It's, remember, the slow growth approach. It's not about how fast you go. It's not about how much you work. People think speed and work a lot. No, it's about what you produce. That is what it matters. Is it good? Is it truly best in class? It's worth taking the time to create something that's truly great. If you want to grow to 8 figures, if you're happy with a cash flow business that does 6 figures and whatever, and you're just trying to make a little money, side hustle, okay, great. But if you're going for something that's going to be truly life-changing, you need a great product. You also then must have more than one product. Because once you get someone to buy from you once, and they know you and they like you and they're engaging with your content, they would prefer to buy from you over other people. So what's interesting about Boom is these 2 products, that's what people come to me for. These are the only products I sell to new customers. The only products I sell to new customers. Every one of these other products is a back-end cross-sell, upsell to past buyers. My entire product catalog is about re-engaging and cross-selling people who bought my core offer. You need one good core offer, and then you need an entire line of offers that are related to that to sell to those people who came in to buy the first thing. That's the game, is something that you can get everybody in the space to know about and want to buy, and then stuff that is related that you can offer to those people who you got to buy from you. So you only build one front-end sales funnel for one item. It's easier that way. It's expansive, and then you work on the back end. And I learned this from brands like Dr. Axe, Purple Mattress, some of these guys who came before me that scaled to 100 million. They were telling me, hey man, you got to expand your product catalog. Because I only had 4 products for a while. So that's a key. If you want to grow to 8 figures, you need to expand. Product launches work super well, right? Launching new products to your past customer base, that should be 20, 30% of your overall revenue in your brand. The other thing that they do is they go all in on email. You can't see this, but 34% of my revenue from July 30th to July 30th came from email. Email is still the biggest communication channel between brands and subscribers. Yes, messaging is the future, 100%. Messaging has a higher ROI per capita, per individual prospect than email. But email is still the largest opportunity. And if you're not focusing on building your email list and you're not sending emails, you're not going to make as much money as you could. We send a lot of emails, content emails, sales emails. We run promotions. I think every brand should run at least 6 promotions a year. Once every 6 weeks, you should run a sale. I don't care if you only have 50 people on your email list. If you run a sale to those 50 people every 6 weeks, you'll make more money than if you didn't. And most people aren't doing that. Those are the ones we've run. You can see we do a month-long sale at the end of the year for Black Friday. The other thing that millennial brands understand that bigger brands don't is you've got to go all in on user-generated content. Take what your customers say and use that. Put their quotes next to pictures of your products. Everybody who buys from you, email them and say, hey, I'll give you $10 to my store if you shoot an iPhone video and you tell me why you bought my product, what you loved about it, and how you would recommend it to a friend. You then use those videos as your ads. You use those videos on your landing pages. You use those videos in your emails. These become the videos on your sales pages. These are your main assets. Look, people know that you think you're great. Of course you think you're great. Do other people think you're great? And then you broadcast that. Have you ever seen anyone happier than that woman in your whole life? You probably haven't. Neither have I. She was so stoked about this moisturizer. And that's one of our best ads. So incentivize people to give you videos telling them about why you're awesome, telling you about why you're awesome, and then use those in your marketing. The other thing that brands who make it to 8 figures understand is story and product. Everybody is so focused on the product, which is the what and the benefits. But you got to understand, my slides are messed up, but the who and the why. That's the important part. That's what makes this model work, is if you understand story. Yeah, you need to know what you're selling and what the benefits of it are, but that's the easy part. That's the part you already understand. You don't understand story, and that's your issue in our industry, most people. Bigger brands also understand how to buy ads. paid amplification. So I want to just quickly give you insight into what's happening with paid. So there's a battle for video right now. YouTube makes more money than Facebook with video, and Facebook wants some of that money. YouTube's ad revenue by the billions going up, right? Facebook wants that. So Facebook has this issue where their news feed, which is where all their ads run on desktop and mobile, where most of their ads run, is sold out. The ad load is at max capacity. So there's more advertisers than there are opportunities for advertisements. So they're rolling out mid-roll video ads, Instagram stories ads inside of Messenger, ads in Marketplace. They're looking for where's the next newsfeed placement that they can monetize. Where can they make more money? And so far, it's Instagram stories. But Facebook is trying to compete with YouTube for video. And they are now doing this thing where if you're a creator like me, where you upload videos to Facebook, they're saying, hey, you can earn money. Tell us where in your videos we should put ads, and we will pay you for everyone who clicks on an ad when they watch your video. This is YouTube's business model, by the way, if you don't know this. YouTube says, hey, we will host all your videos for free. You upload them. We will run ads alongside them, and then we'll give you some of that money. And that's how YouTube made it big, was by paying users to upload videos by running ads alongside those videos and then giving them a share of the revenue. Facebook is now doing this. They want some of this ad revenue, right? Instagram did $2 billion in ad revenue in 2016. It's projected to hit $22 billion by 2021. This is all going somewhere. It's the fastest growing ad network ever. 90% of Facebook's ad revenue comes from mobile. 90% of the money they make comes from mobile phones. And the average watch time on Facebook and Instagram of someone watching is 6 to 8 seconds. So what that tells us is that short form is what you need to be doing. The average watch time is 6 to 8 seconds, so look for more short-form ad units to come, mid-roll video ads, Instagram stories. If you're not doing short-form, sub-15-second videos in addition to everything else you're doing, you're missing out on where the cheap inventory is. This is where the cheap ad inventory is right now. If you want to get the cheapest clicks you possibly can, you must mix in 5 to 15-second video ads inside of Facebook when you're running ads. For the next 12 months, you have this opportunity, and then everyone's going to be doing it. So that's kind of what's going on with paid ads. I'm not going to go through this playbook. This was cut out of my last. You guys can have these slides, by the way. This was cut out of my presentation, but they didn't have the chance to give me my new presentation because we got moved. So you can get these slides. This was just kind of what I'm doing this year in my business. The slides explain themselves, but this is what I want to get to. That's my team, some of my team. Okay. What I want to leave you with is everybody is so focused on what they can get out of their business. They want the Lamborghinis. They want the gold chains. They want to ball out on social media. They want to make money. But that attitude is misguided. That is the wrong approach to business. It's not about what you can get out. It's about what can you put in. What's the next thing you can invest? Who can you get to help you? What more can you contribute to the snowball? How can you make the product better? How can you serve your customers better? How can you make better content? How can you have your team have a better time? What can you invest? You get out of your business what you put into it. If you want to take out, first spend years putting in. And then by the time you start taking out, it's huge, and it has the surplus to pay you. The reason people hit those growth plateaus is their business is doing pretty well, and then they start siphoning off the cash flow and putting it in their pockets and buying shoes and straw hats and fedoras and shit, or whatever people do with their money. I don't know what's going on over there, but the idea here is don't siphon out from your business before it can actually support you. Reinvest 100% of your profits back into the business. If you are not reinvesting at least 50% of your profit back into the business, you're running it dry. You have to invest. It's not about how much you work, it's about what you produce. Most people are overworked. This is a big problem. Everybody's working 10-hour days, 12-hour days, 14-hour days. That is the backdrop of their life. They're energetically drained. They're not taking care of their body. They're not eating well. They're not moving their body. They don't have time for their social life. They don't have time for their intimate relationships and their family. And they wonder why shit is not working. It's not working because you are not giving yourself the opportunity to show up for it in a good way, in a positive way. if you want your business to work, you have to show up to it. And the way to show up to it is to take care of yourself. Look, you can only give from your own surplus. If you drain yourself dry, you have nothing left in your cup to pour. The best thing that you can do for your business is set boundaries around your work life. Only work 8 hours a day, max. Yeah, hey, sometimes when you're running a launch, okay, you could do 10-hour days, 12-hour days. But if that is how you approach your work life, you will fail. You will burn out. Your health, look, my business partner died last year, suddenly. It was pretty intense. People's health goes. Stress is a big cause of serious disease, dis-ease, discomfort. You've got to approach it slower, chiller, cool, marathon, take care of yourself. It will actually perform better. There's this law that says that the amount of time you give to work, it will fill. So if you set hard boundaries, hey, I wake up 7 or 8 a.m., I do a little meditation, I eat something nice, maybe some yoga, move my body a little bit, I spend some time with my family, have a coffee, and then 2 hours after I wake up, after I've had some time to like get in my body and have some fun, then I work. And then I stop working at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. And I have my evenings for social, for engaging with people, for having fun, for hobbies. Your business will scale a lot faster. It's about what you produce. It's not about how much you work. The secret to building a big business is consistency. Repetition creates mastery. The skill set that you want as a human being is the skill set of mastery. The willingness to put your attention in one area consistently over time. If you pick up the instrument for 30 minutes a day, every day, you will get better at it. It's about that willingness to show up and fail and face rejection and have hard times, but to keep a positive attitude, to enjoy yourself, and keep moving in the direction of the growth of your business, learning advertising, learning sales funnels, learning the engaging filter method. Eventually, it will work. And I will tell you, most people quit before the magic happens. They get beat down because it's not going how well they think it should. People think that they should be successful within 12 months. It's going to take you 12 months to figure out what your product is. It's going to take you another 6 months to build the technology stack. It's going to take you another 6 months to market it. You're 24 months into a new venture before you can actually judge it. And people are trying to judge their progress at month 12. You've just not given it enough time. My name is Ezra Firestone. You get my slides at smartmarketer.com/AS19, which actually I don't think this page is up because this is the old, this won't be here. You can just email me, Ezra@smartmarketer.com, if you want my slides. Ezra@smartmarketer.com, and then I will send you a link where you can enter your email address. Thank you so much. Should we do questions? All right. You guys want to do some questions? Oh, you want the joke? All right. All right. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer your questions for a little bit. So this is kind of vulgar. I invite you to leave the room now. Why don't we kill the recording here for a second? I don't want to be on recording. I don't want this one out there. I don't want to be on. I'm not doing it. Turn that shit off. All right. So, oh, by the way, follow me at Ezra Firestone. Just Ezra, and then my last name is Firestone on Instagram. And Instagram's my preferred one. Follow me on Instagram at Ezra Firestone. Okay, question.
Yeah, thanks so much. You kick ass every single time.
Hey, real quick, before you do that, get me mic'd up, Josh. Set that up. 2 seconds, and I'm going to take your questions. I got to get my guy to mic me up. I'll take your first question, but get this together for me, Josh. Okay, I'm ready.
So while you're in town, just because this meets your persona, go by Andrew Carnegie Hall.
Okay.
Right now, it's literally probably one of the best statements as far as a phrase that I've heard. So their phrase for 2019, 2020 is ignite passion, embrace joy.
Nice.
And that's what you live for. That's what you stand for. So go check that out.
Okay, Carnegie Hall?
Carnegie Hall. It's like a 5-minute walk away.
Cool, man.
But
that
my
sounds
question
fun.
is this. You said the cheapest video that you can get in right now is like the 6 to 8 second pre-roll. What about for YouTube when you don't pay, when it's less than 30 seconds if they don't watch that entire thing? Would you not say that's
a video, that's a model, but I'm looking for how can I drive conversions? And yeah, hey, I run pre-roll video ads on YouTube where some of them we don't pay for when people don't watch the whole thing, they just skip it. But I'm talking about like what is going to be the most profitable form of video ads in general. And I think that the opportunity at the moment is 5-second to 15-second video ads, Instagram stories, mid-roll video ads, and every other placement where Facebook is testing those short-form videos is where we're getting all of our cheap clicks. You still have to do everything else. You have to do image ads and GIF ads and all that other stuff and long-form videos. But those ones, most people aren't mixing them in, and it's a missed opportunity.
Nice. Thanks so much.
Great, Ezra. I really enjoyed it. My question revolves around your approach to your ad spend and comparing it to lifetime value. So obviously you have products that I would assume have lifetime value. Let's just say of $500. How do you look at investing and upfront in the immediate next 3 months of prospecting, not repeat, but prospecting? Do you dump?
I think you've got to figure out how to break even at prospecting at a minimum.
So
and that is the game. Like, if you can break even
then you
at
win on the
buying
backside.
customers, you will have a multi-million dollar business. And, the other thing that I think is if you have a business that's active, 30% of your top line revenue should be spent on ads. So let's say you made $1 million in revenue. You should spend $300,000 the next year. That's the aggressive. If you want to go less aggressive, 15%, so $150,000 on paid amplification in general. So if you think about a business that makes $1 million, most likely your profit for the whole business is probably only, after ad spend and cost of goods and paying your team, 20 to 30%, 200 to 300,000. I think that you should take 100% of that and put it back into paid amplification.
Yeah, and
that's my model. I spend 30% of my. You saw that I did 20 million or whatever in that brand. I spent 6 million on ads. So I take 30% of my top line revenue and I put it back into paid amplification to keep growing.
Sure. No, I really like that. And second question, on the product category expansion, you've got to sell other products. So we're in the VPN space at VPN.com. We want to add in antivirus, identity theft, all these other products because we're running into the exact same problem that you just described. Whereas, once you kind of handle the need of that silo, you're done. So how quickly do you then pitch the next product? Is it,
ASAP, 2 days, 3
immediately?
days. Once you've delivered on that other one, once you've delivered on the first product that you had, soon as they have it and they're happy with it.
And then you're just 48 hours later, just go.
So for me, I'm cross-selling on day 4 because day 4 they've received their first product. I do what's called a pre-arrival sequence where before the product arrives, I build anticipation for it. I get them excited about it.
Sure.
So I think as soon as they've received your product and are using it, that's when you start selling them the next thing.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think we'll just video this whole thing.
G'day, I love the man bun. It's beautiful.
Mate.
Mate. I love what you say about like the 4 to 5 hour workday. It's a strong.
Well, I said 8, but fucking A, man.
Australian, right? Comparing it to say the Silicon Valley culture of 80-hour work weeks. Do you have any? Are a lot of people?
Yeah, dude, those people are they're so inflamed, bro. You want to talk about inflammation? Try working 80 hours a week consistently and see what it does to your life. See what it does to your skin. See what it does to your eyes. See what it does to your energetic and emotional state. See what it does to your relationships with anyone in your life. It is fucking miserable. It is not pleasant. And I think that is a problem that we have in America, that we have this societally conditioned viewpoint that working hard equates to being successful. Working long equates to success. And all of the data from everywhere you look suggests that is not accurate. And so I am championing a viewpoint that is not well represented in our industry that is bullshit. And that we have got to change this or we are going to do ourselves, our businesses, our families, and our communities a disservice. And so that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is this working? Cool.
Ezra, thank you. It was a great session. And I wanted to ask you about the email channel that you mentioned that it was working the best for you. So I was wondering, I think everyone in this room wondering, what you guys do differently than the others, and it works very well.
Well, I just happen to have a course on this topic. You should buy my stuff. By the way, all of you should buy my stuff. It's really good. So if you go to smartmarketer.com/courses, I have a 1.5 hour free training where I go really in depth about how we leverage email marketing that you can watch for free. At the end of it, I will try to sell you something which I think you should buy. But even if you don't buy it, it's a really good educational training on how to do email marketing, how we approach broadcasting to people manually, how we approach automated emails based on where people are in the sales cycle. Our whole sort of philosophy and thought process and strategy around email marketing is covered in that free training. And then if you want to go in depth and copy all my stuff, you buy my course.
Definitely, I'll give it a try. I actually represent an email marketing platform, and I would love to have a look at that.
Yeah, unlikely that I will promote your platform, given that I'm already collaborating with an event called Klaviyo. Are you guys kicking me off? No more questions? Not even one? All right, one more question. Let's get this guy in the back who's been waiting. Damn, they're giving me the boot. I said, enough of that. Affiliate Summit East was not impressed. All right, last question.
Ezra, I appreciate your time today. I came in a little late today, but
how dare you?
I know. My question is, how do you really deal with negative reviews or negative comments or brand reputation?
Hate exists, man. People are going to hate on you. If you do anything well, you're going to have naysayers, doubters, haters, people commenting. So when people comment on our ads and they're straight up mean, look, I am paying to play. I'm paying to get my message out there. And if someone is saying something that is just hateful or stupid or doesn't have anything, if it's a true criticism of my product or a true question or something that is any kind of informed, if it has a less than positive viewpoint of me or my product, I will respond and say, hey man, oh, dang, I think we might have screwed this up, or here's, I will do my best to alleviate fears, pain points, concerns. Hey, your product is too small. Oh, well, guess what? We engineered it so that it lasts 2 months. Try it out. You'll see, and if you don't like it, you get your money back, or whatever. But if it's hate, which I get a lot of, especially about my appearance, delete, ban. Because you are paying to create that audience. There is no reason to let someone come to your playground who's probably, I have compassion for these people. If you are bored enough and sad enough to where what you are doing with your spare time is going on other people's stuff and hating on them, I feel bad. I feel like, man, that's like not someone who's doing very well, and I hope that they do better, but they're not going to be hanging around on my ad feed. So for Boom and Smart Marketer and Zipify, we will delete those people, we'll ban them from our page. But the ones who are offering true criticisms, true negative reviews, it's better if you leave that stuff and if you respond. It looks more natural, it's real, you can learn from it. It's way better than just having 100% 5-star reviews. Leave the negative reviews, respond to them. Some of them that are mean-spirited, we delete, right? Because we use review apps that on our product pages that allow us to curate the reviews. If they're a true criticism of the product, sure. If it's any kind of mean-spirited, we don't allow it.
I appreciate your time.
Hey guys, follow me on Instagram, Ezra Firestone. Thank you.